Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to European Racing Series Tier 2. This is round number 6, and we go to the circuit to Barcelona, Catalonia, for the Spanish Grand Prix. This circuit has hosted the Spanish Grand Prix every year since 1992. The layout of the circuit has changed slightly in that time, with a chicane in the middle of the back straight being removed and one added between the final two corners since its inception. Catalonia is 4.6 kilometres long with 16 corners, 2 DRS zones, 1 on the back straight between turn 9 and 10, and 1 on the start-finish straight on turn 16. 16 corners, 7 to the left and 9 to the right, making it a clock race circuit. So before we go to qualifying, I'm going to be taking you through the championship standings as of last week. Alex Bitto's luck was on his side because the game it didn't provide any hiccups or anything like that. So that means he is on top of the standings with 91 points. Cryptic in second with 76 points. Third place is Manello Baby with 73 points. Fourth place is Zorro with 49 points. Now Zorro is racing in Tier 1 tonight, so I'm going to be telling you who's replacing him just for tonight in a second. It's just a trial run to see if he's best suited either Tier 1 or Tier 2. JQR in 5th place with 35 points. TX 606 with 34 points in 6th. 7th place is Pazik with 18 points. 8th place is Ryzen with 17 points. 9th place is Sig with 16 points, joined with Kalusa. 11th place is Burt with 14 points. 12th place is Nixana with 12 points. 13th place is Max Thorn with 9 points, joined with Higgsy. 15th place is Furball with 4 points. And Set, Hydrodan, Jack Pavel and Black Sheep still yet to score. So, without further ado, if I get my game sorted, we could actually go straight to qualifying. So here we go, 19 drivers today. And we're missing Pavel tonight, which is a bit worrying. But it happens. It happens. But we're going to ride on board with a lap with Pazik. I know we've been riding on board with Pazik for quite a bit, but he's one of the first people to set a lap. So here we go. So he just passed turn 3 and 4, now going towards turn 4 and turn 5. It's hard to spot the braking zone actually, and it can be taken in 4th gear, but ideally 2nd may be the best option. Now you're going to go to this uphill section, which is really hard with the gradient. Some people just tend to mess it up a little bit there, so something to watch out for in the race. Now turns 9 and 10, DRS zone, like I said. The minimum speed you should be running is about 103 miles per hour potentially in this part of the circuit. Turn 11 and 12 now. Pazik is purple set to 2, but obviously he is purple anyway. He's got a couple of few more corners to go to turn 13, turn 14 and into the final corner of turn 15. He's about to complete his lap. What time is he going to be setting for the start of qualifying? Is a 1:16.2 on the medium compounded tyres. Strategy should be very interesting actually, with it likely to be, well, on the last game it was mediums to hards, but on this game you can get most likely the 2-stop can potentially be the fastest, with it you pitting on around about lap 7 and then pitting on lap 20 again. So that's going to be interesting. Right, before we go anywhere, he's in the pits. I was going to introduce him, but he's in the pits. So I'll wait until he's on the lap so I can actually see his car and that before I do that. But yeah, anyway, so lap pole times we are expected to see is around about 1:14s. 1:13s will probably be Tier 1 territory as well. And we did have a few disconnections. Hopefully they'll join back soon. Now, we had the new patch last week. There was a few safety car issues, but hopefully it's fixed for this one. We have quite a lot of disconnections actually. Hopefully it sorts itself out. Now we got Set in 16th. About to start his lap as well. You've got to get a move on though, because he's invalidated a few of his laps. I'm sure that he will be allowed to start this one, which he will, so that is good news. And I have been informed by the amazing Bitto, who's in the chat, so thank you Bitto, that it is going to be a dry race. And it is typical around Spain to be a dry race, really. I've never on this game seen a wet race around Spain. I can't remember if it rained in PSGL or in F2. I can't remember, but I'll need to double check that. But, you know. But the majority of the time it's been sunny anyway, so more people probably been practicing for the dry and the wet anyway, so they'll be having dry setups. Verbal has been having a good season as of late, but he's had 2 races where he scored points. One in Bahrain and one in China. And he had 2 did not starts, and then he had a P15 in the first race in Australia. Unfortunately, I didn't broadcast Vietnam because my internet was playing up. So Verbal is about to start his lap. So is Meto as well in the Alpha. Mahalena Baby is still in the pits, and Black Sheep is in the Williams. So finally he's on the track, so I can introduce... Oh, what have I done? I've almost hit everything, which I was not meant to do. So, Zora, as I said, is in Tier 1 for the time being. And to replace him in Tier 1, well, they basically done a little bit of a swap. So Zora is in the AlphaTauri in Tier 1, and replacing him in the Ferrari in Tier 2 is someone was a bit borderline between Tier 1 and Tier 2 in the time trials and stuff like that. And they weren't sure whether to place him in either tier, but he's been given a chance to show what he can do in this tier, and his name is Verstappen. I know very well what he could do. I haven't actually commentated on him in ages, and you know, maybe him being in a lower tier could be a fresh start for him. Maybe he is someone who could challenge Bitto, and him being a higher tier beforehand, maybe he's got a bit more pressure under his shoulders, and yeah. Well, he's probably going to like being here and probably not, so we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, he's doing really well. He's on provisional pole at the moment on the sauce with a 1:15.2. Let's see if he could get his season off to a good start in Tier 2, but we'll see. The admins are keeping a close eye on both of these decisions, on whether it was the right decision to put people where they are, but there we go. Valu in second, though. Bitto only in 9th place, but he's only on the medium compounded tyres, so maybe I would expect Alex Bitto to go onto the soft tyres towards the end. But I'm guessing he's getting a feel for the tyres at the moment because... Excuse me, getting my drink. You don't have much soft tyres if you choose the harder option, which I think that's what a majority of people have gone for. Quite a few people may have gone for the balanced option as well, so it is potentially doable, as Bitto has got pole position, and then Ben has just beaten it by about half a tenth. So yeah, that is interesting. Now Bitto, he said it on the mediums, so imagine what his time is going to be on the soft compounder tyres, so watch out for him. Bitto, I think, is going to be the favourite to win the race today. I'm calling it right now. Let us know your predictions in the chat on who you think is going to win the race today. TX doing quite well in 7th place at the moment. He's 6th in the championship. His best result was in Vietnam with a 3rd place. He avoided all the trouble. He avoided all the carnage that took place. And he got a 10th place in China and a 5th place in Zandvoort. So he's been the one who's pretty much scored points in every single race apart from Bahrain. And he's purple sector 2. It may just be a little bit of a glitch somehow, but I'm not entirely sure about that one. So we'll see as he comes towards the final few corners. Oh, as he's gone in the gravel, that might have been an invalidation for him. So we'll have to wait and see. As Cryptic has retired now. That is interesting. Cryptic, one of the big championship contenders, in 2nd place on 76 points. He's got 3 podiums, but all 3 of them were P2s and a P5 and 4. He's never been outside the top 5. He's going to be in danger going outside the top 5 in qualifying, but he's known for climbing up the order, so never say never for Cryptic, but a bit of a shame there. He may binned it somewhere, but there was a yellow flag, I think, in sector 1. So I think that's what it was, potentially. But again, we will have to wait and see how this, as the session progresses, of course. So, let me just check something. Actually, no, I'm not going to check something quickly. Actually, I'm going to keep it as it is. But yeah, Paddock is invalidated once again, but he was on his out lap anyway. Verball's about to start his lap as well, down in 15th. Now, there'll be quite a few people going for the alternate strategy today, possibly trying to have a little bit of a sense of what is happening with that. That's potentially what I would do if I was in Spain. I would probably go for that because, you know, you have a bit more of a flexibility with your medium tyres, and you can decide, right, mediums may not last very long. Maybe I could go on the hards instead, or maybe do a two-stop if you can make it work. That's one advantage, and I've seen it work before. There was someone, mind you, it was a bit rainy. Someone did go on the alternate strategy, started 11th and finished P1. Actually, no, it was probably dry at the time, actually, but it's still possible. So maybe someone starting 11th, Burke potentially, could be getting pole position. The win, maybe. So Verbal, loving Verball's helmet. By the way, I'm not sure if he's changed it for the occasion, but we'll see. As he comes across the line, and he's invalidated in final corner. Now, there's not many overtaking opportunities around this circuit like Zandvoort. Probably turn 9 and 10 and turn 1 and 2 are probably the potential spots. And maybe turn 5 if you can make it work. Is anyone on a lap? Bitto is still on a lap, though. He's been on 3 lap old mediums. And he's running out of fuel as well. So he's probably going to come in pretty quickly as well and see what happens. As the gaps are starting to form a little bit here, Ryzen has not set a representative lap time at the moment, so unfortunately I think he needs to get a move on if he wants to get a good lap across the board, or maybe he wants to start last. We'll see. Calusa on a lap right now, Meto in the AlphaTauri. Now Meto, I believe, is a reserve driver, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he could do around Spain itself. To be honest, for him, I think Spain is a good track to reserve on. Really, it's nice flowing at times, but you know, it's a testing track in a way. It's not a racing track really. So, you know, and I do believe he's filled in for quite a few races in Tier 2 before. So he comes across the line. Let's see if he can score any points today. And I do believe I think Valu is filling in for Max Vaughan today. Max Vaughan couldn't make it, so Valu is filling in for the Red Bull driver. So that's why Valu is here instead of Max. For those of you that are probably wondering, he's currently in 4th place at the moment, not too shabby. Dragon currently in 3rd position with a 1:15.2. We're still getting into the cusp of getting into the 1:14s. Will anyone be able to do that? Maybe the top 3. Dragon has been a dark horse when he's been filling in for a few drivers. And he's been scoring quite consistently as well. So don't write him out for any points. And he's going out quite early for his final lap. So I think he's only going to have a chance to get 1 lap in unless he's got quite a bit of fuel in potentially as well. But we'll see. Obviously, he's in the pink Racing Point car. And the protests were dropped, I think, recently as well. So, some people would like to call them the pink Mercedes. Some people don't. As someone else has retired, that's Bosvik. Bosvik, I believe, is filling in for someone. I believe he's filling in for one of the Renaults, which I believe is... If I look at the standings, I'm just trying to decipher which Renault it is. It's not Alex, but it's someone else. It is, I think, Jack. Yeah. So, Bosvik is filling in for Jack tonight. I do believe we've got 2 reserves. Everyone else is meant to be racing. Black Sheep and Hydrodan, the 2 drivers yet to score a point this season. Will they be the ones that will be able to score points and take advantage of a few people not being here tonight? Black Sheep about to start his final lap with 2 minutes to go. These guys have got to get a move on. Bitto, he's on an out lap going towards turn 3 and 4. I think Ben is, just after. for quite a few people more net out laps than I thought. But they were doing it early last week as well. And I got a bit shocked, but then you guys told me in the chat that, it was best for them to do it early. So, yeah, I'll try not get confused this time. Oh, Dragon! These fastest laps is not popping up on my screen, which is really weird. But Dragon on a pole position with a 1:14.865. So first driver into the 1:14s. I did say that he was going to be a dark horse, and he is right now. His teammate Ryzen not doing too bad either. But he's got held up by some traffic, so I think he's probably going to save it. Oh, no, he's not going to save a bit of VRS. Oh, no, he's running out of fuel as well. Oh, that is not what you want for Ryzen. But he still saves 4th, but I'm sure there's quite a lot of people that are going to improve. But Valu, Kalusa and Meto are in the pits, and they're not going to make it in time. Hydra in 6th, though, so I think Hydra could potentially guarantee himself a top 10 in this qualifying session, which could be his best qualifying. We will see. It's not over yet. This could be a great opportunity for him. Bitto's in the pits. Oh, Bitto's invalidated. So, the big hitters mainly have been invalidated or binded. There's only one driver that can snatch pole. Snatch pole, sorry, not snitch pole. What you on about? It's this guy, the new guy to Tier 2. Can he get it on his debut? No. He misses out by a tenth, but he does improve though. So I think Dragon did the right thing for going out earlier. So he had more time to think about it. So Dragon at the moment on pole. I don't think Hydrodan is going to improve. So he goes into the pits. What about TX? He's still going through sector 2 now. There could be people still on their final lap, so it's not over yet. It's not over. But TX, I think, is the man that could realistically do it. One way to find out, of course, as Valu has just retired from the session, so he can't improve. And I did see Nixana bump Ryzen off. That pushes him up into 4th place. Manello Baby has retired. Furball. Where's he going? Also, towards turn 9 or so. Meto going towards turn 5. So, yeah, let's just follow TX at the moment, as he is potentially could be the one to claim the top 10 or maybe a top 5. We'll see. He has done it before. 4th place. Good luck from him. What about Meto? Meto going towards turn 9 and 10 now. I did not see the split. Unless I could check back the stream. I think he only improved by just 6/100ths of a second. So we'll see. As quite a few people are going into the pits now, because obviously they're running out of fuel. So this is the guy that can change everything. Maybe the guy that could cause a little bit of an upset potentially as well. We'll see. With Meto. Comes across the line now and stays 11th. So that's it. Dragon, who I believe is a reserve, or it might be JQR, I'm not entirely sure, is on pole position. He probably was not expecting that, Dragon, but he's beaten Bitto. But more crucially, in the championship standings, Bitto is ahead of all his championship rivals. So this, in a way, that will be good for Bitto. And there was a few complaints as well that a few people were blocking during their fastest laps as well. So, yeah, that might be questioned and put to the stewards. Who are we waiting for? Oh, waiting for Bitto's. Bitto's still got to do a lap. Oh, I think there was an AI that locked him, I think. Where does that put Bitto? I did not see that coming. He's pole! Holy moly, that might be the timing glitch. I'm sorry that I did not see that. Oh my word. That was unexpected. I thought Bitto was done, but it might just be a glitch on my end, but I do apologise about that. But anyway, Bitto is on pole position now, ahead of everyone, from Dragon in 2nd place, Verstappen in third. Verbal in fourth. TX in fifth place. Nixana in sixth. Ryzen in seventh place. Valu in eighth place. Hydrogen in ninth place. Sig in 10th. Then we got Meto in 11th. Kalissa in 12th. Cryptic 13th. Set 14th. Pazik 15th. Black Sheep 16th. Burke 17th. Bosvik 18th. And Marinella Baby in 19th. Marinella Baby did not set a time, and neither did Bosvik. Now, we did say it was going to be a dry race. And just look at that. There's no clouds in the sky. And obviously the top 10, they will have to start on the tyres that they set their fastest lap on. All Bosvik, I don't think you're meant to join them, my friend. It may cause a little bit of a lobby glitch, but we'll see. I hope not. I hope it doesn't cause a lobby to glitch out, but we will see. Keeping my fingers crossed. I'm going to touch wood here. I'm going to be touching wood, maybe touching wood in the chat as well. Get your predictions in chat. And just to let you know, I think Ryzen has gotten a 5-place grid penalty as well. So that puts him way down the order. And apparently that was for blocking someone that just came out of the pits too, which was interesting. So we're going to get the tyres up. So let me just hide the UI and the telemetry. There we go. So, tyres. Oh, no. I was trying to get rid of the spectator menu, but I've forgotten what the button was. There we go. So, top 8 on the soft tyres. Sig and Meta on the mediums. Joining them, who have 3 choice of tyres, are we got Kalissa on the mediums, Ryzen on the softs. Obviously, he had to start on the softs due to him qualifying inside the top 10. Cryptic in 13th on the mediums. Set in 14th on the hards. Pazik in 15th on the hards. Black Sheep in 16th on the hards. Burke in 17th on the hards compound, on the mediums actually, sorry. Bosvik in 18th, who's still ghosted. I think there could be an issue, but we will see. 19th is Marinella Baby. Now, as you can see, the strategies popping up on the screen. I would probably think quite a few people will try and do the soft, medium, medium strategy, ping lap 7 to 9. I think that'll be the option. I was jeffing someone around Spain earlier on, well, about 3 weeks ago, and I think we both agreed that that was, I think, the best course of action, I've got to say. So maybe, potentially, that's what they're going to do. They've got to also use their gut feeling as well, so we shall see. So Bitto, championship leader on 91 points. Cryptic is all the way down in 13th place, so big gap. Marinella Baby's next championship rival is down in not last place. But we got the outsiders of Dragon and Verstappen and Furball as well in 4th. Furball had a really good qualifying. So maybe the reverse psychology that I used on Furball did work. But we will see. So we are going to wait for all 19 cars making their way across the start line. Let's see what they can do, of course, with 33 laps worth of racing. And here we go. There's no lobby glitch, which is good news. The 5 red lights are on. And it's lights out and away we go. And Bitter had a really poor start, actually, off the line. Dragons had a really good start too. And let's see. I think we got one of the Ferrari drivers. I'm not sure who had the best start out of the one of them, but one of the Ferrari drivers had a good start anyway. The AlphaTauri trying to get through around the outside of the Renault driver. He can't quite make it stick, unfortunately. Yes, he does, though. Nixana's up into 3rd place. Furball up into 2nd. Furball from 4th to 2nd. He's had a terrific start. Verstappen had a horrible start, down in 6th position. We do have a yellow flag though. Someone has dropped position. That's Burke actually. Down into 16th position, trying to get around the inside. Almost making a double net overtake. But again, could not quite make it stick, I don't think. Going side by side into turn 7. We got a yellow flag. Oh! That's Ixana who spun there. Didn't quite see how the spin was cord there. But something to keep an eye over. Nixana gets the position back. He's up into 16th. So Dragon, I think because sometimes the host, because Alex was the host. So he was waiting for everybody else to start, and then he got caught off guard as well, and then he didn't know what to do. So that was probably a disadvantage for him. Meanwhile, we got TX having a good start as well, up into 4th position. And don't worry, we're not on lap 3, we're on lap 2, so no DRS is activated as of yet. So something to watch out for is how long will these tyres last? And I think TX might be a bit worried if he gets stuck behind a bunch of cars, because the dirty air may come into effect. The mediums is around about 0.6 seconds per lap, the hards 1.2. So the ones on the mediums may have dropped a little bit, apart from Cryptic though. Cryptic is up into 9th place. So we are going to see making headways at the moment. Dragon about 1 second behind Furball now. Doing really well. Bitto is going to try and recover from a horrible start as well. So we shall see about that, as Bitto getting a very better exit into turn 15 then. And I do believe there's no DRS though yet, but he's using his overtake. Let's see, we got a yellow flag, that's Pazik. But Bitto goes to the right hand side into turn 1. And he gets the move nicely there. And that is P2 for him. TX is catching Furball though. So Furball, if he wants to get the move done again, he's got to get it done soonish. Because otherwise, potentially, we are going to get stuck in a DRS train. And you do not want to get stuck in a DRS train. I can tell you that from a fact. So I think TX is just going to be sitting pretty at the moment. Down in 4th. Wait until someone makes a mistake. And then we'll say, oh, thank you very much. That position could be mine. I think that's what I do around Spain, because me as a driver, I am horrible around Spain. I mean, that's why I do commentary rather than racing. And, you know, it's something to be wary of if they don't get it right. Because remember Belgium last season? Hydrodan getting a win. A very shock win. I don't think we could see the same today, because obviously we don't have any changeable conditions, but there has been some predictions in the tier 2 chat that there could be a potential safety car. So it is not out of the woods yet. Meanwhile, we've got, oh, Ben's binned it. He has binned it into turn 1. He's got to wait until a lot of cars move out the way. You got to be careful. There is a Alpha moving out the way. That is a shame for him. He had a good qualifying, but his race has not been up to the best as well. He might have made a bit of a mistake on his own there. So unfortunately, he's got a bit of a comeback to do. Maybe going on the hards for now could be the best option. I know he may look lots of bit, and he's out of the race as well. Did he give up? Oh, where did he bin it? I will see where he binned it, actually. He may have binned it in the pit lane. I'm just trying to see, because I'm going on board with set. Oh, that's 10-5. And 6. Binned it in the wall there. I think his tyres was just not at the best at the moment. So that is a retirement for him. Not a great start to his tier 2. Not a good start to his tier 2 debut, but if he's here next week, which I believe next week is Monaco, maybe he can make amends there. We're still starting to see quite a few positions gainers. Cryptic is making another position of Ryzen. That's another position gain for Cryptic, up into 7th place. He's going to be chasing down the championship leader, potentially, on the means, because the crossover point could potentially be very, very soon. Because let me see how long these softs last. The softs last 9 laps. So around about lap 7 and 8, the medium tyres would be the best tyres to be on. So Cryptic is going to be trying to go for moves that we should do, really. So watch out for him. Meanwhile, Bitto has found a really good gap on Dragon. He's got past TX and Verbal. Verbal has dropped down into 4th place. TX getting the move on him. There's just so many battles to just track. And don't forget, when these guys go into the pits, the pit loss time is around about 20 seconds. And the pit window is open, so the undercut is done here. Verbal's pitting earlier. That is interesting. Onto the medium. So, actually, no, he's going for the undercut. So, he's going for his first medium stint. Mediums last 16 laps, so... And then he's going to take it, I think, to around about lap 20, and then he's going to pit onto another set of mediums. So, there he goes, then. Nixano's done the same thing, but apart from that, he's got a bit of front wind change to deal with, and, yeah. He's lost a bit more time compared to Verbal, but... Surely Bitto and Dragon have got to respond to that. Otherwise, they're going to use a chunk of time. Verbal's outlap's going to be insanely quick due to the crossover point. And I think Dragon might do the opposite. But we'll see. Or we'll... Actually, no. Dragon could not do the opposite at this point. He has to follow what Bitto does. Or, actually, no, he has to pit. And they both stayed out. They both stayed out. So are they going for the aggressive strategy? TX stayed out as well. Valu stays out. Cryptic stays out. Hydra goes in. Hydra goes in and so does Ryzen. So that was a mixed bag. So there's only 4 drivers on the softs that are still yet to pit. They're maybe trying to make it last quite a bit, actually. Maybe they're... I think they're stretching it to their lifespan, I think. That's what's happening. It is a bit of a dangerous situation to be in if you're like that, but I think maybe that could be the best situation for them, as I need to do a bit of this. There we go. So I need to test audio in a second. But your race order at the moment is Bitto in the lead, Dragon in second, TX in third, Valu in 4th position, Cryptic in 5th, Calusa in 6th, Maranello in 7th, who's chasing down Calusa at the moment for a P6 finish at the moment. Obviously, Maranello, baby, would want something higher than that, but he wants consistent points, so I don't think he's gonna fight too heavily around that. So we go, Maranello baby getting a better run here. Here he goes into turn 1 on those hard tyres, still going side by side, but I think Calusa has conceded there. Maranello baby is now up into 4th position. But just look at the way Calusa is committing. Calusa is not giving up whatsoever, which is what I like to see in a driver. But you are going to get held up sooner or later. And Pazik is a guy that we could potentially watch out for as well. As Burke has got a 3... Oh! We're seeing a few more penalties. Bosvik got a 10-second time penalty there. That might have been harsh, or he might have cut the corner extremely bad there, potentially. But only one way to find out. We got a yellow flag. That's Bosvik that's retired in the pit lane. However, that's what you're meant to do when you're retiring, so he probably thinks that he couldn't salvage anything with that, but we'll find out. And so we got a yellow flag in set to 3. So third ball is down in 12th. Now, there's a few people that decide to pit now. Bitto and TX, the ones on the softs. And I think he's got ahead of TX, but not Bitto. So Bitto's overcuts work wonders. Furball's undercuts worked well on TX. So Furball is a net P2 right now. P3. Dragon's worked wonders as well. Dragon's in the lead. Dragon is your net race leader. So I am astonished though for a couple of reasons. I don't know why Bitto is on the hard compounded tyres personally, but I'm guessing he may want to do soft, hard, soft. But however, does he have enough soft compounded tyres to last the duration? We will see as he comes across turns 12 and 13, and then into 14 and 15, chasing down the punch of Dragon. Dragon's got to get past Black Sheep, because otherwise Bitto is just going to be the person that is dominating. And usually as a viewer, you want to see someone else dominating, but luckily Dragon has either responded to my request or can read my mind, and probably that means Dragon could read my mind. But there we go. So Dragon has now got a few more cars to get past before he's your net race leader. Most of the people that are doing the one stop and going on to the hards, who are on the mediums now, lap 14 is the lap where they are going to be expected to do a little old boxing situation to pit for these certain tyres. So it's nice to see different strategies around here. It could play different at the end of the race. Time penalties could play a factor. We've seen quite a lot of penalties from the big hitters right now. So if I was them, I would be a bit worried, because you could be in danger of losing quite a few positions for some of these guys. They're going to hope there's no safety car. But for me, safety cars are what makes this race interesting. So I am all for having safety cars. But, you know, sometimes it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. So we're on the lap 11 of 33 now. Maranello Baby having a battle with Cryptic at the moment for the lead of this race. They're not going to be leading after they pitted though, but they're going to try and eat as many time as they can. Maranello's got to concentrate in increasing the gap so he doesn't get holed up. So then he won't lose as many places in the pit stops. But you're not going to do that by looking up a bit like that. But again, most of these guys are trying to run no assist, so it is difficult, of course, but something that most of these guys are trying to manage. And here we go then. Cryptic, I think, lost a bit of time on Maranello Baby now on those hards, so maybe the crossover point for the hards could potentially be now, I think. Here comes Dragon though on Berg. Berg's not giving up without a fight, but if you're on a different strategy, if you're on 11 lap old hards and the guy in front of you's on 3 lap old hards, then the best situation is to let the newer guy through, which he did. Because otherwise you're going to get held up, and that's not going to be a good situation for any driver. So who has set the fastest lap so far? Let me have a look. Fastest lap so far was set by Dragon with a 1:18.1. 1:17, 1:16 potentially could be the predicted race pace of these drivers. So the track will evolve as the race goes on. And obviously the fuel will burn a bit more. Maybe some people will be going on the softs at the end of it. And my question is, will the ones on the mediums opt for a 1-stop or a 2-stop? If you want to do a 2-stop, maybe I would stretch out the mediums a bit more compared to if you're on the hards. But we'll see. Because these people trying to go for the undercut though. Don't forget, ERS is a European Racing Series. It's a league that's been going on for quite a while now, on the 7th season, I believe, or season, I can't remember what season we're on, and we are running the full race calendar, full 21 races, well 22 races because of the new tracks. We've already done the 2 new tracks, so it is familiar territory for some of these guys, but Spain is kind of like a Marmite track. You either love it or you hate it. And we can see Dragon is getting caught up in someone else's battle, and he almost hit the back of Paddock again. Well, actually, no, he didn't hit the back of Paddock. He almost hit the side of him. And that's what I found hard around any racetrack, actually. If you're stuck in a different battle, on a different strategy, and you've got someone that's on newer tyres chasing you, it's going to be hard deciding on whether you want to be let pass or is the danger of you losing a couple of positions because of it. That is the danger, really. But that is something that Paddock has got to take into consideration. Sig, however, is I think covering for his teammate. Sig is going into the pit lane and he goes on to a set of the hard compounder tyres. So he's doing the 1-stop. So that can go to the end of the race quite comfortably, actually. So he should be fine. Burke has done exactly the same thing. He's gone on to the hards as well. Let's hope they will be able to survive the duration. So I think the likes of Cryptic, Kalusa, those two, I think they are going to try maybe and do a 2-stop. Because there's no way, there's literally no way you could do mediums to softs around here. It's impossible. Meanwhile, speaking of Cryptic, he's pitting, so I think he's going to try for the 1-stop strategy. Unless he has softs. Nope, he's gone the hard tyres, so yeah, he's going for the 1-stop. Which is, I think, the best situation for him, considering the position he is. So he comes out, where is he going to come out ahead? So we've got the main rivals, Bitto TX Purple. He's just going to be ahead of Hydrodown, I think. So there we go. Cryptic is up into 10th position. Still in the points, might I add. So very, very impressive for the Red Bull driver. And Meto making his next stop. I believe, if I just check, has Meto... wait, Meto... Oh, he didn't pit. Again, I thought he pitted twice or something, but no, he's on the hards as well. So he's going for the 1-stop. Manella Baby will probably do the 1-stop for the means. Now, Burke has left the session. That's going to be dangerous territory. I'll see if I have him on Steam, which I hope I do. Let me have a look. So, do I have him on Steam? Because I can invite people back into... No, I don't. So, unfortunately, I can't re-add Burke, sadly. Sad times. Very sad times. Manila Baby stretching his hard stint. 11 seconds. So, maybe he could still score decent where he is. Luckily, Burke's just joined, so I think Burke has got an invite potentially, because they were sent some backup invites, of course. And also thank you to PD_Destroyer for the follow. And I am a lady. Oh. Oh, okay. How did that happen? The session I tried to join was no longer available. That is interesting. Now, I need to try and get in. What? What the hell? Right, shift tab a second. Shift tab. What the... This is a glitchy lobby. This is a glitchy lobby, so I'm gonna leave a second. And then try to rejoin again. I do apologise, guys. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Hopefully Kalissa is still in the lobby, because that's the only invite that I have. So, there are people still in the session, that is. Right, so hopefully this should still work. Fingers crossed. I wonder if people in the lobby are having the same problem, or is it just me? Okay, we're back in business, people. Woo! Apologies about that. Something that I think's been happening for quite a bit, and that's Cody's for you. Burke's had the same problem as well. So, yeah. If someone who is watching the stream, can you tell them to give me spare invites as well when they're in the pits? That'll be great. So, I do believe that's the order that they've done, I think. I think that's the order of the race so far. At least that's what I think it is. So Marinello Baby in first. Bitto on 8-lap-old hards. Dragon on 9-lap-old mediums. Yeah, that looks right. That looks right, that order. So I do believe there was a few people that pitted whilst I was gone. Kalissa did pit on the hard compounded tyres. And Paddock still yet to pit either. And like I said, the hards can last 21 laps. Basically, the hards are the C1s, the mediums are the C2s, and the softs are the C3s. So they are the hardest tyres that Pirelli has brought to this race. And we've got Paddock in the pits then. So is he going to go for the mediums? Yep, he is going to go for the mediums. So one stop for him. What about Marinello Baby? Marinello Baby has really got a thing on his feet. And Verbal, he's been getting penalties. I think that was his next penalty, I think. I'm not entirely sure about that one. And you don't want to be in a situation that you're like that. Because otherwise, if the gaps are so close together, you're not just going to lose one position. You could lose 2 or even 3 positions. Something to take into consideration, and a bit of a look up for Marinello Baby there as Marinello Baby goes into the pit lane. And he's around about, I think, a few, trying to, I think, make some ground. I think he could come out in P4 actually. So it's probably, his strategy has probably worked wonders. I did say that the alternate strategy could work out for some people. So there goes Marinello Baby. Marinello Baby is on the medium compounded tyres. And he's going to take it to the end. And he's in 3rd position. So a potential podium spot for him. So the biggest gainers in the situation were Maranello Baby. I think majority of his results is when he came up from lower positions, which I gotta say is not a bad thing whatsoever. So fair play to Maranello Baby. TX has gained 1 position. Verbal has dropped down 1. Black Sheep has gained 10 positions. Cryptic has gained 6. Hydrodan hasn't gained anything. He stayed where he is in 8, but he is still on course to be getting his first point. Value has dropped down 2. Pazik has gained 5. Kalissa hasn't gained anything. Sig has dropped down 3. Bert has gained 4. Ryzen has dropped down 2. Meto has dropped down 5. Nixana has dropped down 10. And Set has dropped down 3 places. And Black Sheep, he's been on the hards pretty much the whole race. So Black Sheep is gonna be coming in. And he is gonna be going on the tyres. He's going to be going on to the medium compound tyres. So there he goes. So very, very interesting there. He's in 12th on the moment, but almost got past Ryzen in the pit stop. But Ryzen is having none of that. So there he goes into the twisty section of turn 2 into turn 3. And there we go. Ryzen. I think Ryzen saw it coming, you know. I think Ryzen was like, you know what? I don't care if you pitted. Maybe this could be the time that he goes and potentially stretches it a little bit as well. So let me get the tyres back up again for all you lovely people. So Maranello Baby, Ryzen, Black Sheep have all pitted. Everybody else has pitted, I believe. So majority of these guys won't need to pit again, apart from Dragon, TX, and that's it. I think. But we'll see. Verbal is pitting. I believe that's his final stop. Now, according to my facts, lap 20 potentially would have been where people would have pitted again. But no, I was wrong. So maybe they're thinking strategically here. Maybe fastest lap potentially as well as Ryzen and Verbal having a bit of a love tap there. A love tap relationship, I've got to say. And it's nice for them to have a bit of a battle. Verbal has dropped quite a bit since the start, but, you know, I don't think he was expecting to be that higher up anyway. So he's just looking to try and make amends, as is quite a few drivers at the back, really, because they haven't had the best of drivers. But we are seeing I think we are definitely starting to see a Trilly train start to form now. So something to watch out for. So here we go, then we're on lap 24. Actually, no, lap 23 is lap 23 was starting ages ago, but I mean, I've got to say, Bitto has had an up and down race. He didn't have the best of starts, however, he recovered. And don't forget, you do not get points in qualifying. You get points in the race. So I think that's what Bitto was thinking about. To be honest, for me as well, that's what I think about. I mainly focus on my race pace because, to be honest, my qualifying pace is usually quite horrible anyway. So, you know, it happens, and yeah, something that I would be a bit wary of. So Let's see who has the most to gain in this situation. Not many battles happening on circuit at the moment, but has any of your predictions changed? As Valu having good defensive work on Pazik, knowing where he has to put the car. And obviously most of these guys, they have raced in the same tier before, so they know what their racecraft is like and what they can do, of course. Whereas some of them, they don't know each other very well, so they just got to guess. But it has been 6 rounds at the moment, so surely they would know after 5 or 6 rounds the racecraft of the drivers. But racecraft can improve. And well done to these guys as well. No VSCs at the moment. No safety cars. And I'm touching wood because when I said that at Apex Online Racing on Sunday, I jinxed people very, very hard, and it caused the safety car. And yeah, that was kind of my fault there. So I do apologise about that. Here we go. Here comes Pazik again. Trying to go around the inside, but couldn't quite do it. Couldn't quite do it. He's going to try and go for lunge again. Pazik, it's a prancing horse. Trying to go for a move that we haven't seen many people try to go for today. Who said you can't overtake in Spain? Well, these two are proving that you can have a battle around Spain. That was incredible driving from these guys, so well done to them. So Pazik stays in 7th. He's chasing down Hydrodan as well. Hydrodan has kind of been like a Carlos Sainz. We haven't spoken much about him, and he's doing quite well. And I think that's all I'm going to be saying about Hydrodan. So yeah, that's all I'm going to be saying, because otherwise I'll probably get done. So Hydrodan's in the pits though. Oh yeah, because he's on the mediums. So that is probably commentator's curse 1. So I do apologise there. But anyway, Hydra on the softs doing the 2-stop strategy. That can't make the end because it's less than 9 laps to go, and the soft last 9 laps. So Hydra goes out and will try to get some points. His first point of the season. Let us know in chat. Do you think Hydrodan could get his first point of the season? Oh, honestly, I really do hope he does. I really do hope he does. But that is all I'm gonna. I always keep saying that's all I'm gonna say, but you know, sometimes it never works out. And we got TX in the pits then, going for the undercut. I think TX timed this strategy very well. So he's on the softs. Hopefully he doesn't get held up in the pit stops, which he does not. A very clean pit stop from him. So TX comes out of his pit box. And he's going to get caught up in a battle between Furball and Ryzen. Obviously, TX being on the fresher tyres, this potentially could be easy pickings. But who knows? Anything can happen in Formula 1. And it always does. So, TX getting a free second time penalty there. That's not what you want. And we are going to see what happens as Burke and Nixon, and we're having a battle. Burke, I think, is being lapped or ghosted or still disconnected. No, he's disconnected. That's why. Oh, yeah, because I remember him saying on the Discord that he was having a few issues there. So, Dragon sets the fastest lap with a 1:16.564 at the moment. And by the way, if you do speak in the chat, can you speak in English, please? Because it's really hard to understand otherwise. So, TX and Verbal. TX easily gets past Verbal on those fresher tyres and on those softer tyres as well. Oh, lobby bug. Oh, right, okay. So it was English. I do apologise. But yeah, I had that bug as well. But luckily, touch wood, I think things are working. Luckily, I had a spare invite. Have you had a spare invite, by the way, Burke? That's what I like to know. Anyway, Bitto is in the pits. So I think Bitto is going to be losing the lead. Because Man and a Baby doesn't have to pit again, I don't think. But don't forget, Bitto is on the softs. He's going to be incredibly fast. And TX, oh! TX might have spun there, I don't know. Because both Furball and Black Sheep got past him. And Set getting a 3-second time penalty. Those penalties could shake things up a bit. We will see. We shall see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're heading towards lap 30 pretty soon. Bitto's got 16 seconds to make in a few laps. Can he do it? Only one way to find out. And TX, 0.8 of a second, separating him and Black Sheep. So it's going to be tough for him due to the dirty air and the tyre temperatures he's brought in, because he's also got increased tyre wear now due to a few spinneroonies. But in a way, it happens. And sometimes you have just got to live with it, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. So we are starting to see more of a train fall up once again, but this time it is a train for the final point. The final point of the season, of the session, I mean. Why did I say season? But anyway, TX looking very racy at the moment. He's going to get the DRS. He's getting ever so close on Black Sheep. A point is at stake. Hydra could come into this as well. I'm not sure about Hydra's penalties, but TX in 11th place. 5 temps now, separating him and Furball. So it's far from over yet. Gonna see now. I don't think Bitto's gonna catch up enough. But Bitto is still gonna get second, or will he? Ooh, Bitto's got a time penalty. That might have been the place that I saw earlier on that had a little bit of a spinneroony. That's potentially what might have happened there. So, yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. That could cost him P2. That could cost him P2. That is very dangerous territory here for him. That means he's got to increase the gap, which he is trying to do anyway, him being on the softer tyres, of course. With 2 laps to go. Well, 3 laps to go now. Can Maranello Baby hold on to this win? What about Maranello's penalties? We'll see. Still battle rages on. TX in the points now. Furball dropped down. But again, penalties could come into effect. I used to check penalties. But unless I'm the COCOM, I don't check penalties anymore, because I always like to have a little bit of an idea of what's happening, potentially. So, we shall see, of course. And there's a little bit of a lock-up from Ryzen. So that puts him down into 9th. And that says Sig, thank you very much. Meanwhile, Cryptic and Dragon going side by side. Dragon's up for podium. I do not want to happen to Cryptic, but don't forget Cryptic is almost on the cusp of having his tyres dying. It is a crossover point between the softs and the hards now. The hards and the softs. We can see Dragon setting a purple set to 1. So he is going for all important fastest lap of this race, which it is doable. Watch out for Dragon. He's got to get within 3 seconds of Bitto, and then he'll take the win. So Maranello Baby is about to start the final lap of this race. Maranello Baby has pretty much been exceptional in terms of his strategy. He did what he did in Bahrain, apart from the no safety car. I think that was mainly about pure skill more than anything. Driven fantastically today. We've only had 2 retirements today. 1 retirement in the pit lane, and 1 retirement, I think, around about turn 5. And I'm impressed that there hasn't been any more retirements. And I hope the lobby issues are fixed. Yes, I do hope the lobby issues are fixed too. I really do hope so, because it is a bit of a shame. We've got some more battles though, potentially, as TX has had a little bit of a slide there, going towards turns 2. Again, he's getting purple. This is going to be a interesting battle for fastest lap. Bring it on. Bring it on, ladies and gentlemen. As Maranello Baby crossed the line to take the win, Bitto, I think, just going to go and get 2nd place, which I think is what the best he could have done in his situation. Hydra's got a 3-second time penalty, but Dragon comes across the line in 3rd. Cryptic in 3rd. Cryptic's got less penalties. I think Dragon's got 6 seconds. Pazik comes across the line in 5th. Valu comes across the line to take 6th place. Well done to him. Kalissa comes across the line in 6th there. Oh, there's quite a few position changes. There we go. Sig in 7th. TX in 8th. Valu in 9th. Furball in 10th. Ryzen in 11th. Black Sheep 12th. Hydra down 13th. Meta in 14th. Set 15th. And Ixana in 16th. Don't forget Burke did disconnect earlier on. So, who has been the game's driver of the day? I've got to say, if it's not Maranello Baby, then I don't know what's wrong with the game. And it is Maranello Baby. And you know what? I'm going to give my driver of the day to Maranello Baby as well. Absolutely fantastic. Faultless all the way through. Brilliant. And he's probably going to be near the top of the standings as well. Not been a bad race, but not the most entertaining. But again, we may get some more entertaining races soon, because next week, round number 7, we go to Monaco. That should be a lot of fun. So, Maranello Baby takes the win. Bitto in 2nd, Cryptic in 3rd, Dragon in 4th, Pazik 5th, Kalissa 6th, Sig 7th, TX 8th, Valu 9th, Furball in 10th, getting the final point. Hydrodan did not get that point. I jinxed him. So Rising 11, Black Sheep 12, Hydra Dam 13th, Meadow 14th, Set 15th, Nixana 16th, and your retirements are Burke, Bosvik, and Verstappen. So that has been the end of European Racing Series. We really hope you enjoyed your time with us this week, and we will see you next week for the Monaco Grand Prix. Have a good evening, everybody, and goodbye.